welcome back to the Hilltop Pillbox here in Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. And today I'm off to Coquitlam to play a game versus a buddy of mine I haven't seen for quite a while. So it'll be kind of nice to do that. Coquitlam is just down the road from Abbey and across the Portman Bridge, which is the widest suspension bridge in the world. So yeah, Portman, P-O-R-T and then M-A-N-N. Check it out. It's this beautiful bridge. And if you got to build a bridge, might as well make it pretty. But this is a brand new map that I got printed at a local print shop here in town, and it only cost me about 55 bucks. So pretty happy about that. You can see the colors are popping. Really gorgeous, gorgeous artwork all around here. Really nice. It's a nice map file. But I want to just mention here this. This is a what do you call this? A battle board built in that was made for me, and this and a couple one other thing on here I'll show you. But this battle board was made specifically by Hell on Wheels, and if you've seen any of my videos of the games with Hell on Wheels, he's off in Cornwall in the UK. In the southwest corner, and I'm in the southwest corner of Canada, so we're kind of geographically related that way. But if you look here, this battle board is specific with dice colors, and if you notice, these dice colors are the same colors as the dice I roll. So whites for ones, blues for two, green for three, and black for four. And so yeah, he emailed me and said, "Hey, what color dice you got?" And so he did this. So Hell on Wheels, thanks so much, man. That's top shelf. That's so nice. And the map is gorgeous. Yeah, it's just the anniversary map, which is the one we've been playing mostly. But over here is a nifty little addition. I don't want the shadow on there, so I'm going to do that. So he just put the Hilltop Pillbox right in there. And that's just, I just love that. That cracks me up. It was a very thoughtful move by him, thoughtful gesture. And I don't know how to do this at all, so I couldn't even make my own if I wanted to. So Hell on Wheels, thanks so much. That is, that's some really nice courteous thinking there, and folks, I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it, that this type of action, this type of thoughtful gesture, this is what makes the Axis and Allies community so awesome, and the HBG community as well, historical board gaming, because everybody's coming up with ideas, or they have different skills, different thoughts. A new friend of mine, Jeremy, down in Vancouver there. He is coming up, or has come up with making Canada a playable nation in G40, and it seems to be working pretty well. The little adjustments, and Canada gets its own economy, and it seems to be working really well. So I like the just the community that we have. Of course, you got Sired Blood, who has done his Sired Bloodbath rules, and a lot of guys have been playing those. I've taken part in 4 of those games online, the YouTube Wars, and the game gets little tweaks here and there, and we try something, and we say, no, that doesn't work, and then we try something else. Oh, that works really well, let's do that. And eventually, folks, it's pretty much on the final notes. You're going to have a solid rule set and map that will just really enhance your World War II gaming experience. So thanks so much for watching my videos. I'm off to Coquitlam now. Coquitlam is approximately, on this map, I know this is not an accurate map of BC. It doesn't even have the Vancouver coastline, or the Vancouver Island that came in the original anniversary map. But if you need to know, it's approximately where the O is in box. That's about where I'm going to be traveling today. So just about 40 minutes down the road, not too far. Alright folks, next thing you see will be video from Coquitlam and a game of Axis and Allies. And once again, big thanks to Hell on Wheels. Just an amazing gift for me. Thanks so much. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Hilltop Pillbox here in Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. But today we're not in Abbotsford, we're in beautiful Coquitlam. And Andy has opened up his home to have a great game of Anniversary. And if you're looking at the map and wondering about the artwork, this is of course done by Imperious Leader, if you know from the A&A boards. So you should know his fine work. And today we're going to be playing pretty much out of box, except we have one change. Tanks are $6. But is that pretty much it? Anything else?
I think the anti-aircraft same rules as 42 or G40.
Okay, there you go. And so we did a random who's going to be who, and I got Axis, and Andy's going to be the Allies. He had a bid of 12. Placed one infantry in Egypt, one in Calcutta, and then a couple in China. And I believe their house rule is you get a bid of 12 is an automatic bid if you spend at least 6 on Chinese infantry.
Correct.
And he did, so then he got the 12. If you don't, then you can spend 9 anywhere else on the board. So we're just about to begin, and he's got a great setup here. We got some magnetized stuff going on for the economy and for tech, so we'll have some fun with that, and we'll let you know how round 1 goes in just a moment. Alright, round 2 is done, and the Americans are putting some big steel into the Pacific here. See how that goes. Another failed attempt by Japan to take Baracha. Lost another 4 units to using 3 fighters. What did I have? 3 fighters, 3 men, and an artillery.
Correct.
And I only got to kill 3 Russian men, but I lost 4 units doing it. But I didn't lose any planes that time, so there's some justice. Took Hupei and Kwangtung this round, and was able to get a guy down in Guinea at the cost of a transport, which is unfortunate. Philippines is still held by America. Hopefully not too much longer. The British are putting a lot of time and money into India to put some pressure on Japan. See if that works out for them. But the Italians had some great rolling on the first round in Cairo. With their bombards and everything, they got 6 hits in the first round and finished it off in the second. So that was fairly fortuitous, and that was Italy's first battle of the game. So we hope they continue to find success. On the Eastern Front, moved up here with the main German force, and so the Russians pulled out of Stalingrad to reinforce, and so we have got a lot of men and materiel in Russia and area, so that's going to be fun. The British made a landing in northwestern Europe unopposed. Well, it was opposed, but they just killed them and walked in. And the British fleet is now here, so they've put a lot of money into some transports and destroyers. The Americans are coming over here, so it looks like a kill Germany first strategy is pretty much what's going on. And we'll see if that pays off. It's making me think, that's for sure, with my Germans. So we'll see what happens on round 3. Should be fun. Alright, so round 3 is done and some exciting things happened. 1, the Brits and Americans collected a total of $117 this turn. Ouch. That's more than all the Axis put together. So then we still got Britain on top of that and China doing her thing. But over here in the Pacific, it was pretty quiet, but finally was able to get through here because there was nobody there. So starting to chew up the Soviet economy a little bit. Japan had minor success in the north and lost Sikang without scoring a hit, and Hupei they just walked in and took. But we got a bit of a counter for all of that, so China might be not long for this world. The British came down here, and this was an interesting battle. There were 5 Japanese defending infantry. And on the first round, the British, they came in with like 4 guys, an artillery, a tank. No, not a tank. 5 guys in an artillery and a fighter. And they got 1 hit, and the Japanese got 4 hits or 3 hits. 4 hits? I don't know. But anyway, and he was going to call it off, but then he decided, might as well do it. And then on his next round, he killed all my guys. So that's, and I don't think I got a hit on that last round. So just a tale of 2 battles in one. The British were also able to liberate these So they made a ton of cash. They made $57 this round. Still building up in India. But the Italians, who were successful in Cairo last round, of course, are going to go around and gobble up everything they can before they start getting crushed again. Interesting happening here. The Italians were able to do the Italian can opener, and now the German stack of 9 tanks is open to come into Russia, which is now a bit empty because he came up to Archangel hoping to pressure, and looks like I'm going to be able to slip through here. Still got to roll the dice, but Moscow could fall. Of course, he has a ton of stuff to take it back, so we'll see how the follow-up goes. The British and the Americans have landed here and took some casualties, but took it. The Italians took Gibraltar, which in some games closes the Med, but not an anniversary edition. But I took it because I needed it, because I had lost France and I didn't have anything to take it back with. So I got my bonus because also Italy has Egypt and Transjordan. Again, the British fleet is here. It's got 3 destroyers and a cruiser and a carrier. So there's 4 destroyers, a cruiser, and 2 loaded carriers there. Really tempting to want to hit that. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fighters and a bomber that I could hit that with. And there's no battleship to absorb hits, and carriers are only 1 hit in this game. So I'm really tempted, but we'll see. I can also follow it up with the Italian fleet with a battleship and 2 cruisers. So I think that might die this round, but we'll see. If he builds more British ships, then no. And the Americans are building ground troops and bombers over here, so they're coming. It's going to be tough on the Axis if we can't take Moscow. So hopefully we can. It's still going to be tough on the Axis though. Americans, he hasn't lost anything with America, so he's collecting $60 around. So I gotta take the Philippines this round, I think, and try to take back some of this stuff here. And we should be able to, but time will tell. And we got to make sure we protect our capital, because he's got stuff that can make it over here. Alright, so turn 3 is coming. And we will... Turn 3 is coming? No, turn 4 is coming. That was 3 turns. So turn 4 is coming. We'll see what we see. Will Moscow fall? Will France be liberated? Northwestern Europe? We shall see. Alright, the round is over, and things are looking up for the Allies. The Japanese were unable to get Borneo back, losing their units without... They scored a hit with the bombard, but they lost their infantry, and so the British abandoned the East Indies back here. The 2 attacks that the Japanese did in China both failed. And they lost a bunch of stuff doing it. It's just hideous rolling, once again. The Americans have landed up here in the Soviet Far East and are going to become a slight nuisance. Not much, though, because they don't have any real follow-up right now. So, Russia took back Moscow. Germany did take it, collected the money, and they had 7 tanks left over, so the Russians came in, and the Germans got a grand total of 3 hits in 2 rounds of combat. So it seems as though unless I have like 20 to 1 odds, I'm going to be coughing up units. So that was unfortunate. I had prepared a counterattack here, hoping I would go through maybe 7 or 8 of his guys, but no such luck. So we'll have to redeploy, or possibly bulk it up some more and invite him to come at me with all of his ones. The Italians, cheeky little buggers, came down from Belarusia and collected up some money. They actually this round collected $34, and they saved 1, so they got lots of scratch next round. The Italians also bulked up here, and the British have come out to meet them, hoping to stem the tide. So that's good. It's pulling units away from the Japanese. The Italians are blitzing through Africa as their lone tank is having some fun.
and built another aircraft. But France is well in their hands. They took no losses landing in France. I went 0 for 4, or however many guys I had left. Took one unit off of there from 2 shots, and yeah, it's just Britain and America are really doing the kill Germany first here, and it's getting pretty nasty. So the Italians might have to step up and help build some more offensive units. So far, it's just been trying to not die quickly. So we'll see what happens on turn 5. This is a good game though. I think if I hadn't taken Moscow, we'd be in real Dutch here. So we're pretty happy we took it. We'll see what happens though on the rest of the game. Here we go, turn 5. Alright, another game of ups and downs, another round of ups and downs here, and we'll just head over here, and Japan was able to just grab an empty island. Quite the accomplishment. The British did have one setback in the game. They attacked here, French Indochina, with a man, artillery, and a fighter, and they lost all 3 without scoring any hits. So that was a nice reprieve from the complete drubbing they've been giving me all around the board. But that victory is short-lived, as Italy tried to come into Persia. We brought 3 men and 3 artillery into Persia. Or no, 5 men and 3 artillery into Persia, and got no hits and lost 4 infantry. So that was fun. You just can't win, no matter, when the dice don't want you to. But America's still up here. We were able to take out 1 unit. The American fleet came down here and killed everything, and the battleship remains. What else went on? Not much else here. The Germans just reinforced in Belorussia. Very long shot at taking Moscow again, so it's likely not going to happen. And the British were able to come and sustain no losses again in France. And of course there was only 1 artillery there that time. But the German attacked with 8 units and lost 7 of them to a bunch of 2s. So it has been a horrible day of dice. I am taking nothing away from Andy though, and I need to be clear about that. He's playing a heck of a game here, using the US and the UK beautifully with a 1-2 punch. You can see the Americans have come up to Norway to take that. And yeah, he's playing an excellent game. And regardless of my dice either way, I'm not taking that away from him at all. The Italians were able to come down and scoop that up. So Italy is my one bright light of the Axis, believe it or not, at this stage of the game. They're punching a little above their weight, but everybody else, I don't know. Japan is all over the place with markers, but not so much with strength. We attacked 3 Chinese infantry with 4 Japanese tanks, and that's what's left. So gives you a little bit of a thing as to what's going on around here today. But that's okay. We will prevail somehow. All right, so we're on to round. What are we on? 6? Round 6, and we'll see how it happens right after this. All right, folks, we're about to enter our final round because time is not going to let us finish this game. But the Allies are definitely looking pretty strong here. And the Axis are choking. We're just choking. Every time I try to do something neat, I choke. So I came into India. I had 4 units and 2 bombards. What did I have? 2 artillery, 2 men, 3 bombards. 4 and 2 3s. And I got 2 hits the entire time. And he killed all 4 units and my 2 planes.
I think you had 3 hits.
I had 3 hits?
Anti-air, 2 and 2 infantry.
Oh, you did? Okay, I got 3 hits. 3 hits. That makes me feel a lot better. Yeah, just terrible. And then America came here, took France. Italy took it from the Brits and did okay doing it. I had 2 tanks, a man and artillery left, and you can see that I only hit 1 man in the defense of France because I can't hit today. Russia's looking pretty healthy here. I mean, they don't have a lot of offensive punch, but there's no way that's under any duress whatsoever. And the hits just keep on coming here with the Americans and the Brits. So this is the last round of our game, so I'm going to do some stupid, crazy things. And it'll look that the Axis did really horribly this game. So Teach me a lesson. All right. I got to tell you though, Andy treated me to some amazing pizza today. What's it called?
La Rueta.
Yeah, what he said, and it was delicious. So, yeah, I highly recommend it if you're ever up in this area. All right, so we're gonna go one last round. Oh, the Americans. I don't know if we showed that last time. Yeah, the Americans landed in Norway. The Germans took it back, and that was one good battle
Yes.
where I took no losses. I sent up a bunch of fighters in my bomber up there, and I think I killed everything in the first
First round.
First round,
2
I got-
tanks, 2 infantry.
Yeah, gone, and they all missed. So that was nice. Nice to take Norway back, because Norway, that's awesome. All right, we'll see what happens here on round 7. See the craziness. We'll see what happens. All right, well, the game has ended due to time, but we are going to document it and possibly pick it up again next time we play. Who knows when that'll be, but maybe
Hopefully
end of
soon.
August or something, like you never know. But this is kind of what it looks like here. So I'm going to do a slow crawl here. A couple men there, anti-aircraft, a couple subs, and then the islands all have one guy on them. Japan has 6 men, artillery, and the fighter, and the anti-aircraft. Americans, the battleship up there. Carrier with a fighter, a sub, destroyer, cruiser, 3 transports, and 5 units up in the Soviet Far East there. Yeah.
I was going to move the plane. I'll do that later. Don't worry about it.
Okay. And there we go. There's all that. You put your build on the way, like your whole builds. Okay. Over in China, the Russians came in to help out and kill the Japanese tank while doing it. Oh, fun fact, the Japanese attacked with 2 tanks into Yakut against a lone American soldier, and he killed them both. So that was fun. Manchuria, 3 tanks. French Indochina, a tank and a man. British destroyer in 36. We got a guy in the East Indies for Japan. Japanese battleship and a transport. And the Italians were able to secure India on their second attempt. So the Japanese actually took it. The British took it back with troops from Persia, and then the Italians landed in India and took it back. And there you have that. German infantry in Transjordan, and the Italian tank that I kept forgetting to move turn after turn after turn. We'd have all of Africa by now if I were awake. 2 subs and an aircraft carrier, a fighter, and it was 6 damage, right?
Correct.
6 damage here. I did shoot down an American bomber though, so that's kind of cool. We got 3 artillery, 3 infantry for Italy there in the Balkans. We have a Russian sub in 12, an Italian infantry in Gibraltar. France was unable to be taken because the big story this round is the Anglo-American fleet in 7 was sunk at the cost of
170 IPC I lost.
170 IPCs versus 80 IPCs. I lost 8 fighters. So, and I built 4 fighters this round just because I knew I was going to lose a lot, but I didn't think I'd actually win that. But I got 9 hits. 9 hits on the first round out of 10 dice.
Correct.
So, yeah, that was pretty sweet. And so now the Americans are pouring money into the Atlantic, and the British are building back their fighters. They've got 4 men, 4 artillery, 3 fighters and a bomber there, and there's an American bomber as well. I got 3 artillery, 2 men, 2 tanks in France. Man and artillery in Europe there, northwestern Europe. Got 3 fighters and a bomber and an Italian bomber. And 2 fighters in Poland with the factory. We got 6 tanks in Ukraine. We got 3 tanks, infantry in Karelia. And then all of these stacks, I believe, has 6 infantry? Or 7?
Let's see.
They're all the same, though, I think.
2, 4, 6, 7.
Okay, so they all have 7. So there's 8 infantry in the Caucasus, with a couple of artillery, and
Get out of the way here.
that's okay. And I'll take still photos of this too, and then we'll have it. And a couple of tanks in the middle there, artillery, and there you go. The Urals were liberated. Russia is empty here, and that is pretty much it, I think. We'll go slow pan here and see the American fleets here building up again. So I got to build up my German Air Force again. Hopefully cause some grief. But we've decided this is kind of a draw at this point because of that. Had I not been able to sink that and taken India, I think this would be definitely an Allied slow burn to victory. So those are fortuitous events that took place. It's nice having China off the board and having Russia kind of relying on infantry. But with the Americans landing on the east here and landing in the west, yeah, the Allies are definitely making a nuisance of themselves. But Andy, it's been a great game. Did you have any closing thoughts?
Great game. I think Kurt played better this game. I mean, this is like my 5th time playing Anniversary, but Kurt had a better game than me, but I was luckier with dice than the Kurt. I must say that.
Well, I'll take nothing away from you, Andy, because you had a strategy and you stuck to it, and it was working. It was working really well, so kudos to you. I think Der Kunstler did a video a couple years ago, the 10 reasons why you lose at Axis and Allies, and one is you have an idea, you start with it, and then you kind of change horses and you go a different direction, and gee, why did I lose? Well, so you've stuck with it, and you've stuck with it well, so it's... I guess if I hadn't built fighter after fighter after fighter, I was building 2 fighters every round, knowing that someday I'm going to take a shot at this fleet. So that kind of worked out all right. Yeah, I guess that's it. It's been a lot of fun, though. That pizza was amazing. And yeah, folks, hey, so this is Hilltop signing off from Coquitlam. And hopefully we can get back and do this again someday. And till next time, hug your loved ones. Thank you, friends, for playing. Thanks, Andy.
Welcome. Good game.
And we'll see you next time. May the dice be with you.